Hello friends, and today we will talk about the film The Shape of Water. In 2017, the main character of the film is a lonely cleaner, Eliza, who works in a secret laboratory in Baltimore. Due to the trauma of childhood, she was left mute with scars on her neck. Her friends are old gay Giles, who works as an artist, and Zelda, a cleaner who helps Eliza explain herself at work. In one of the shifts, the head of security, Mr. Fleming, declares that a new team of scientists with an object of increased secrecy will arrive at their laboratory. This is the first time they will have such an object. While cleaning this room, Eliza manages to take a look. A creature in a titanium cylinder. After that, they are kicked out by the guards. Giles, Eliza's neighbor, gets into the habit of buying nasty tasting pies in one cafe. The reason for such frequent purchases is the seller, who turned out to be much sweeter for Giles. During the cleaning, the head of security, Colonel Richard Strickland, enters the men's toilet. After he leaves, Eliza notices blood on the sink, in the place where his electric baton was lying. Leaving the toilet, the girls notice a bloody Strickland came out of the lab. Soon the former head of security, in a panic, gives 20 minutes, Eliza and Zelda, to have the lab cleaned of blood. Wondering what happened here, Eliza finds 2 fingers. Zelda immediately runs off after Mr. Fleming leaving Eliza alone with the creature. There they have their first contact, but they are interrupted. Fleming, Eliza eventually gives him her fingers, and at home to share with Giles, but he doubts the authenticity of the creature. Giles suffers a refusal from the customer about his painting. The next day, Strickland calls Zelda and Eliza to him and asks about their lives. He also hints that they should keep their mouths on. The castle did not spare the creature, because it is a monster. On the same day, Eliza has her first live acquaintance with him, not through glass. She treats the amphibian with an egg, and then he even learns the egg gesture. Due to Eliza's frequent walks, the amphibian is slowly getting used to her. She shows him what music is, and he learns the gesture again. From their relationship, Eliza becomes elated, which Zelda soon notices. The fact that the creature willingly makes contact with Eliza is also noticed by the sent Soviet spy Dmitri, who, when meeting with his people, transmits notes about the object and asks to pass up about the creature's ability to communicate. Eliza goes back to the lab to treat a friend, but notices him bloodied in chains. Hiding, she becomes an unwitting witness to cruelty. Strickland, and then the general's decision to open the creature, to prevent the Russians from getting an amphibian and gain an advantage over the Soviet Union. A laboratory scientist, aka the Russian spy Dmitri, asks the general not to do this, but he only advises to count his stars. Eliza, in a panic, asks Giles to help her save the creature, but he refuses her harshly, explaining that they are nobody, and he is not even a person. Then Giles suffers another refusal about his painting, and in the bar, because of an inappropriate manifestation, he is escorted out by the guy Giles was in love with. This influences Giles' decision to help Eliza save the creature, and they reconcile. At the next meeting, Dmitri is given an order to kill the creature, because Moscow does not support him with a plan to kidnap him. He is given a smoke bomb and syringes with a solution to carry out the plan. In parallel, Eliza develops a plan to save her friend. Giles draws fake IDs and decorates the van to match the official one. Strickland wastes no time pestering Eliza, telling her that her silence turns him on, but she leaves him scared. Giles and Eliza are talking over the details of the plan again, and Dmitri is preparing to give an injection. At the end of the work shift, Eliza stays at the center to implement the plan. Her manipulations with CCTV cameras are noticed. Dmitri, during the time, he asks permission from Strickland to postpone the injection. As a result, Dmitri helps Eliza. He gives the keys to the chains and tells how to take care of the creature. Zelda notices Eliza's absence and finds her at the loading dock. She makes an attempt to dissuade her from her plan. Dmitri puts a Soviet device, thanks to which all electricity is turned off for a while. Strickland discovers a fake dry cleaning van, and after learning that he arrived off schedule, he goes there. Giles is revealed by a security guard, and Zelda eventually decides to help Eliza. Dimitri puts the guard to sleep with a syringe and Giles sneaks inside. After loading the creature into a van, they disappear from the center, leaving Strickland's brand new car scratched. Eliza immerses the amphibian in a bath at home and sprinkles salt on him so that he does not suffocate. Strickland finds an Israeli firecracker that caused the entire building to be de-energized. He then makes a promise to the general to return the creature. Eliza plans to release the amphibian on the 10th day from the lock after waiting for the rains. The next day, a mass inspection of all employees takes place at the center, but Eliza and Zelda try not to show it. Giles, left alone with the amphibian, draws him and finally confesses to him, seeing him as lonely as himself. Strickland interrogates Zelda and Eliza personally, and then expels them, but Eliza manages to get Strickland out of himself with her fingers. The amphibian comes out of the bath, deciding to explore the apartment, and not getting along with the cat eats it, and then runs away altogether. Dimitri reveals his identity to Zelda and Eliza, and asks them not to delay the release of the creature. Then Eliza finds out about the amphibian's escape and comes home to find him at the cinema. Strickland suspects Dr. Hofstadter even more. In the evening, Eliza is frightened by the creature's touch and leaves, but soon decides to retire with him in the bath. Eliza shares her experience with Zelda. Dimitri's superiors come to his house and find out what he did to the creature after the injection. He lies that he studied and destroyed, and then they hide, saying to wait for a call about the review. Eliza, meanwhile, fills the toilet room completely with water after being alone with the creature. Because of this, the owner of the cinema notices that his ceilings are leaking and threatens to expel Eliza and Giles. After freeing the toilet room from the water captivity, Giles rejoices at the appearance of hair on his head, and also shows absolutely healed wounds that he previously received from the creature. All this happened thanks to the amphibian, who had previously applied his power to Giles. Giles happily asks Eliza to leave the amphibian for a little more. Dimitri is informed about the recall, which will take place in 48 hours. Strickland asks the general to believe in him again, but he warns what will happen to him if he doesn't clean up this shit. The number 10 appears on the calendar and the day of the creature's liberation is approaching. Eliza is crying because of the amphibian's poor condition and Zelda decides to call Dimitri to find out what to do. But Strickland is waiting for the doctor. Arriving at the place where Dimitri usually met with his people, Dimitri is injured by his own, but he is saved from death by Strickland, who kills Dimitri's people. Strickland begins torturing Dimitri to find out who stole the creature. He quickly confesses. Strickland shows up at Zelda's house and threatens her, but Zelda continues to keep her mouth shut, and as a result, her husband reports the abduction of the creature. Zelda warns Eliza and she runs away with the amphibian. Having penetrated into her apartment, Strickland tries to find at least something that will help him understand where Eliza went. As a result, he stumbles upon a calendar with an inscription about the gateway. Giles brings Eliza and amphibian to the airlock and they say goodbye to him. Arriving at the airlock, Strickland knocks out Giles and shoots the creature and Eliza, but then he falls from Giles' blow with a log in the face. After being healed, the creature kills Strickland, and then heals Eliza, having gone with her under the water column and kissed her. From this, Eliza's habitual scars become gills. The movie ends. Subscribe. All bye.